Howdy, everybody. Chris here. We are back in the garage, and today we've got a great episode for you. If you've ever wanted to build your skill, learn how to paint your own vehicle, or just increase your knowledge about paint and body repair, you are in the right place, because we're going to walk you through the step-by-step process of painting this Nissan Altima. We are painting the quarter panel, the deck lid, and the bumper cover. We're going to do some blending, so I'm going to teach you all about that, and we're going to talk about how to lay down base coat, a mid-coat pearl, and a clear coat. All that and much more in today's episode. Just a reminder, if the information in this video is too much for you and you'd like to have a digital guide outlining what we talked about here, you can download that at garagenoisegear.com. Let's get into it. In order to have a seamless color match, we'll need to blend this quarter panel and this deck lid. So we'll cover the primer with our paint, blending it out into the quarter panel and blending it into the deck lid, and then we're going to clear this entire panel after we put our mid-coat pearl on. The preparation we did on these panels is we sanded it all with 600 grit sandpaper. You need to knock off all that shine so you have good adhesion for your paint and clear coat. This is the sealer we're going to use, 2253V. Can be used as a primer, high build primer, primer surfacer, or a sealer. Depending on how you mix it, we're going to mix it up 4:1 to 2 parts urethane reducer. So 4 parts primer, 1 part activator, 2 parts urethane reducer, and then we can use it as a sealer. We'll find the 4:1 mixing ratio right here. 4:1 to 1 mixing ratio. That last one we're going to have to double up for a 2. I'm just going to do 2 parts here. U-Pull activator, put our 1 part in, and then our reducer. So I mixed it up real good. We are going to use the Drizzle Pro, and you guys all know about the InoKraft Drizzle D1. This is the Drizzle Pro, and it's an improvement on the Drizzle D1. And the more I use this gun, the more I am liking it. I really love how it sprays clears. Now it comes with a base coat tip and a clear coat tip. I'm just spraying with the clear coat tip. This is a low volume, low pressure paint gun. It does spray clear a little bit finer. It atomizes a little bit finer, so it does produce a better finish for clear coat. Just gonna wipe this down real quick. So I got a fresh tack cloth here. This is just going to remove any particles of dust that have landed on the surface since we wiped it down. Spread this out a little bit, ball it up, and then just tack cloth it off. We do want to spray adhesion promoter over this, so let me get some adhesion promoter. I'll show you what we use. Here's the adhesion promoter I use. Bought this on Amazon. You can pick it up. This is a whole gallon. You don't probably need a whole gallon, but I use this Porpoise little mini gun. I just keep a hard cup on it, and I can just keep adhesion promoter in here. Spraying straight adhesion promoter. This is it. Now what adhesion promoter does, it's going to soften up that plastic. So it helps soften it up. Helps the paint to stick, the sealer to stick. And we're doing sealer after this. Wait till you see how this gun sprays. Nice wide pan. Make sure you get all the edges really well. Oh, the gun sprays great. Two and a half turns out on the fluid volume. Turn it all the way in, and then 2.5 turns. We got the fan pattern pretty much wide open. Air pressure says 20 psi on here. Okay, we'll put 2 coats of sealer on this. Now, I like to start off with a medium wet coat, especially in the hotter temperatures. Now, if it's colder, you want to put on like a dust coat, kind of introduce that to the surface. If you put it on a little bit too heavy in colder temperatures, you can get some fish eyes. So just remember that. But you want to kind of spray it like base coat. You want to overlap your passes about 80%. And the key here is you want to get as smooth a finish as possible. And think about it, it makes sense. So every substrate you put on here, if you have texture in it, that texture is just going to build up in your base coat and then in your clear coat. So you can't get a smooth clear coat unless you have a smooth sealer and a smooth base coat. And really the most important thing here is consistency. Anytime you're painting, anytime you're applying sealer, you're applying base coat or clear coat, you want to have a consistent speed and a consistent distance from the panel. I'll be the first one to admit I get lazy and my consistency suffers. So make sure you have a consistent distance. You're keeping a consistent speed. That's going to do a couple things. It's going to give you a nice smooth sealer. It's going to allow your metallics to lay down nice and uniform and consistent. And it's also the best way to get a really smooth clear coat. If you watched the last episode, we had a little gouge here we had to fill, so I need to put a little sealer over that in order to eliminate absorption of the base coat into that filler. So I'm just spotting in a couple spots, a couple little burn throughs here with sealer. Okay, time to mix up some base coat. Now remember, this is a tri-stage finish, so we have a base coat and then we have a mid coat pearl and a clear coat to go over top of it. Now the paint I use is Nissan XL. It's a relatively inexpensive paint that really matches pretty well, and I've had pretty good luck with it. Now I purchased this at O'Reilly's. It is a 2-to-1 mixing ratio, so it's 2 parts paint to 1 part urethane reducer, which I'm adding here. We'll mix it up and then we'll lock on our top and lid and we'll be ready to spray. Now we're using the disposable cup system. You guys might be using a cup. I just prefer the disposable cup system. Now we already put like a dust coat on this with some paint that I had left over from my spray out card. So we put a introductory coat on the surface of this primer. The first thing we want to do is cover the primer. So we're going to put our second coat on here. We'll blend it out into the quarter panel as we cover the primer. Overlapping our passes 70 to 80%, trying to remain as consistent as possible. If you notice, as I spray to the edge of the primer, I just kind of turn my wrist a little bit and let the overspray flow out into the quarter panel. Now, this is a kind of a tight blend area. We don't have a lot of room. I want to keep that blend tight because we also need to go over it with the mid coat pearl, and we have to take the mid coat pearl a little bit farther past the base coat.
What did you do, 4 before? Huh? On the spray out, what did you do, 4? And 2 coats of the tri-stage.
So this color is pretty transparent, so you have to put a lot of coats on. Now, I could have tinted my sealer and put less coats of base on, but I didn't. This took about 4 to 5 coats of base. But after this coat, we let it flash off, and then I found some imperfections I needed to take out. Got a little piece of dust here I want to sand out. So I've got a little bit of 600 grit sandpaper here. So I'm going to sand over this base coat. There's a little piece of dust right there. I'm just going to smooth this out a little bit. Let's tack this down. That'll even be worse. Bam. Looks good. Remember, we haven't put the mid coat on yet. We'll let that flash off just a few minutes, and then we'll apply the pearl. 2 coats of pearl, one right after the other pretty much, and we're good to go on this. We'll be ready for some clear coat. The clear coat we're going to use is the FC710 spot panel clear coat, dries quickly. The pearl coat though is going to help with that transition on the blend. Now we'll apply the mid coat pearl, and we'll have to apply the pearl past where we ended our base coat, almost to the end of the panel. We'll put 1 coat on, we'll let it flash for a couple minutes, and then we'll put our 2nd coat on, and this will be ready to clear. Time for clear coat. Now clear coat sprays a little bit differently. It's a little bit thicker. You need a little bit more air pressure to atomize that clear. So we bumped up our air pressure on this InoKraft Pro gun to 30 psi. The fan pattern is still wide open. We're still at 2.5 to 3 turns out on the fluid volume. Now, like base coat, you want to overlap your passes about 80%. And remember, consistency is the most important thing here. Consistency in your distance and your speed. That's what creates that mirror-like finish that everybody's looking for. The first time you clear, most people are a little bit timid. They're a little bit slow. Just have a nice consistent speed. It's almost like a little dance. You got to get in the flow. You get in the flow and you'll lay down some nice clear coat. It's really not as difficult as everybody thinks, and if you do a little bit of practicing beforehand, spray a couple panels with clear coat, that's going to help you out tremendously. Now for the first coat, I like to apply it medium wet. I'm not trying to put it on super heavy. I just want nice clean atomization, a nice thin coat of clear, so when we apply our 2nd coat, we can put it on a little bit heavier, let it flow out, and that's going to give us that glass finish. After the first coat of clear, we're going to let this clear coat flash off for about 10 to 15 minutes. Depending on the temperature and the clear coat you're using, each clear coat is different. This is important to let those chemicals evaporate out of that clear coat. You don't want to trap those in with your 2nd coat of clear because that'll cause solvent pops and some other issues. If there's ever a question on the flash time, always check with the technical data sheet for the product you're using. After about 15 minutes, we're ready for the 2nd coat of clear. Now I'm spraying a little bit quicker and a little bit closer to the panel. So this is a good point. You can adjust how your clear coat lays by simply adjusting your speed and your distance. For example, say you're getting a little bit of dry spray and you're not getting a good flow out of the clear, slow down a little bit, move a little bit closer to the panel. You're going to put more material on that panel, and that's going to help it to flow out just a little bit better. Now there is a happy medium there. If you get too slow, too close, you could run it, or it could create a heavy looking clear. But this gun atomizes so well, you get a really fine clear coat with it, and I'm really happy with how this Drizzle Pro is spraying. Every time I use it, I get a little bit better with it, and it really produces a beautiful looking finish. And I'll finish up this last coat of clear, and then we'll take a look at the finished product, and you can check it out for yourself.
A little set with a mask, now you get the rest of it.
Here we go. This is what it looks like after 2 coats of clear. This is a Finish 1 FC710 clear coat. It's a spot panel clear. Be careful with this. It sets up quickly, so it could create some orange peel. But this InoKraft gun sprayed fantastic. I could not be happier with it. As expected, there's a few particles of dust that we're going to need to denib, but if you look at the reflection in the light, you can see that the orange peel is very minimal, very similar to an OEM finish. Listen, I hope you found this information helpful. If you did, leave me a comment down below, and definitely give me a big thumbs up and consider subscribing to the channel. I appreciate each and every one of you watching, and if you want to learn more about paint and body repair, check out this video now, and we'll see you on the next episode of Garage Noise.